Hello guys, welcome back. It's been a while, hope you're all well. We'll do something slightly different today. It's Christmas Eve, not that it's relevant to this video anyway, but no walking, no camping. I'm just going to be sat at the end of my garden, which is in the woodland, kind of. So there's some woodland just behind my house here at the end of my garden, you can see. So it's kind of like a woodland setup, and I'm going to be doing some cooking for a change. Camp cooking on a little campfire. Hopefully you've seen those a minute ago. And rather than a brew with you, I'm going to do a stew with you with a Mexican twist. So I'm going to be making a chili con carne, a chunky chili con carne, in a Dutch oven over a campfire. And what I use for mine as well, for my chunky one, is rather than use fresh meat, when you have a Sunday roast, sometimes there's a bit left over of beef or lamb. I don't know to do chicken on this. I stick it in the freezer because I don't eat cold roast beef or cold roast lamb, neither do my family. So stick it in the freezer, and when I've got about 10 or 12 lumps of foil and wrapped beef that fall out of the freezer every time I open it, I get fed up with that. I decide to defrost it all, chop it up into chunks, and put it into a chunky chili con carne. So that's what we're going to do today. So hope you enjoy it. Only be a quick one, but yeah, the recipe will be down below and the instructions, etc. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. So ingredients wise, this is my chopped up. It's not very nice as it is, but trust me, it's good when it's slow cooked in the chilli for a couple of hours. This goes down as almost like pulled pork consistency. So that's a couple of joints of chopped lamb and chopped roast beef and roast lamb. About 1.5 kilos in there, roughly. So other ingredients you require, you need 10 cloves of garlic, so I'll separate them down. A couple of chillies. I put in 2 and may put some in a bit later, depending on how hot it is. You can add, but you can't remove. A couple of peppers, a couple of red onions. Then you need 4 tins of chopped tomatoes. You'll need 2 tins of beans, and I tend to use red kidney beans. And then just to make it a bit different, I put in a tin of mixed bean salad as well. Just you know, a bit of variety really. Then you'll need some oregano, some smoked paprika, some ground cumin, a couple of bay leaves, salt and pepper, and I've got a beef stock cube here. And this is the weird ingredient here. Now I've done it already. This is called an ancho chili. You get dried chilies. So what I've done, I've soaked that, rehydrated that, and that's coffee. So that's 500 ml of coffee with a chili that's been smoked, rehydrated in that overnight. So you'll chop up the chili and you'll use the coffee in the chili con carne. Oh, and a little bit of oil as well for frying, obviously. Got a little fire bowl here, this little stand, and then my Dutch oven on top. It's just warming up on the fire now for a minute. I'm going to chop my veg. Great little knife this, by the way. Got this from Finisterre. I don't know if you've heard of them. They've had it branded, but it's Martin's knife. Spanish, I think, or Portuguese. It's a nice little fork at the end. Really lightweight, really sharp. Got a bottle opener on the end there as well. About £15, I think. My poor little chopping board is so small that it only fits one onion in, so I have to do them one at a time. That's my 2 onions in there, sweating away. 10 minutes, so I need to add in 2 heaped teaspoons of cumin, 2 heaped teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 heaped teaspoon of oregano, and 2 bay leaves. So I'll do that now. And give those spices and the onions a stir now, and let them sweat down for about 10 minutes. Next thing is to do one of the chilies. We'll save the other one for later. I've just seeded this. I'm going to chop this one up. And then the rehydrated chili. So, fresh chilies in. And now for the mucky bit. So this is the rehydrated chili that's been, or dehydrated chili should I say, that's been rehydrated in fresh, proper ground coffee. The difference in the flavour, don't use instant coffee, whatever you do, make a cup of proper coffee and let it soak in there, preferably overnight is what I do. It's a little bit messy because it's a bit runny. Try and drain that one out. Film that bit when you put them in, but that's the rehydrated chili gone in there. Then we need 10 cloves of garlic. Let's bring those out. Chop those, slice those up nice and fine. Garlic in. Right, give that a stir as well. Next is the coffee. So I'm going to go for a splash of this. That's the thing that's had the chili in overnight. Not all of it, half of it probably. I don't know, 200ml maybe. I'd go with. Give that a stir. And then some salt and pepper. And I'm as talented as I am, I can't do that whilst holding the camera. So assume I've put a good a good few grinds of salt and pepper in there. So that's the all the herbs gone in there now. The onion, one of the chilies, one of the fresh chilies, sorry, the rehydrated chili, some coffee, and the garlic and some bay leaves. So now it's been simmering away for a little bit. So you probably see that I'll show you. We see the first round of coffee has reduced a little bit. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add in the 4 tins of tomatoes. Sounds a lot, I know. The rest of the coffee. We're going to add in the meat, and we're going to add in an ingredient I completely forgot about in my list. That is 3 tablespoons of light brown sugar or muscovado or something like that. So I'm going to put that in as well. Sorry I forgot that in the original ingredients, but all the ingredients will be down on the list in the link below. So, coffee, four tins of tomatoes, stock cube, which I forgot to say as well, but it's all in the link below and the recipe's down there as well, and 3 tablespoons of the sugar. Last but not least, our meat. So it's quite full now. So just going to give it a stir, and now so once we've done this, it's sit back and relax really. So probably 2 hours until we do anything else. And the things we're going to do last will be adding in the beans and the peppers a bit later on. That's probably when you've got like half an hour or an hour left. If you add them in too early, they'll disintegrate to nothing. And we can also add in a bit of the remaining fresh chili later as well. Just gives it a bit of bite, otherwise it just softens up too much really. So add a little bit of bite to it. So there we go, looking good I think. Put the lid on a minute. So bubbling away, just about. You just see that. So just put the lid on now. And leave that for a couple of hours. So that's the main bit done. So the reason why I think this is relaxing now is if you're at home, in the kitchen, you'd leave this in the oven for the next 2 hours and go and do other jobs. Now, we're doing it outside means I've got to sit here and I've got to make sure that this fire is on for the next 2 hours. So that's why it's given me a chance to take the time out and just relax. Bit of a grey day today, so it's Christmas Eve, but the birds are out in the woods and I can just sit here and enjoy the sound of those, just relax with a cup of coffee by the fire. Nothing wrong with that, is there? And enjoy a hearty meal at the end of it. Always go the long way home, guys. Been about 2 hours now. Take the lid off, have a look. Whoa. Give it a stir. Good. It's that meat, if I squeeze it against the side now, that you can see it's breaking down now nicely. Beautiful. So it's in with the second fresh chilli. And the 2 peppers. That's not all of it because my chopping board was only small, so it's just a representation. I'll put them in a minute, but get them in there. Go on. Phone scraper. Give that a stir. And then it's in with our kidney beans. These are ones in chili sauce, but you can just get ones without. And then our mixed bean salad. And another stir. Whoa. That is right on the limit. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave the lid off now. Let that reduce down a bit. So for the last half hour or so. All the beans and the peppers and the chilli in there now. Just got to leave that to reduce a little bit. Another half an hour, I think. Don't tell me that doesn't look delicious. So come inside now because it was hoofing it down in the end. But there we go. 1 chilli done. It's pretty good. Here we are. Just to prove, look at that, soft as you like, falling apart. It's delicious. So, hope you get a chance to give it a go, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.